Wingy Boxing IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here with Natasha Jonas. How are you, Natasha?
I'm good. Even better being here.
Feeling good? Happy?
I'm happy.
Christmassy?
Christmassy, festive, time for giving, time for love.
We're at the School for Scandal restaurant. Talk to me about the Feed for Homeless and how you got involved in that. Feed the Homeless.
It was just a case of MTV. Let me start that again.
Music video business going on. Yeah.
MTK asked what boxers would like to get involved with the programme, and I've done a lot of work for the homeless in Liverpool, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity to spread into Manchester, where we do a lot of training and stuff.
Because people are coming down to help out the homeless. They're getting, like warm drinks and food, and it's a really good cause and a good thing that they're doing here, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You've got people from all over Manchester here today. We're homeless for various different reasons, and this may be the only hot meal that they get today and hot drink that they get today, so it's good to be here at this time and this season. I'm just doing my part and feel like I'm doing something.
So, all decked out in MTK, tell me about how this all come about.
About getting involved.
Yeah.
I was just contacted to see. They let me know that an event was going on. And I said that I'd like to be involved, and how do I get involved? And I just contacted the people in the know, and here I am.
How long have you been with MTK?
It has been 4 months, 3 months.
I didn't think it was that long. I knew it wasn't that long. How did that come about? That's really what I mean. How did they...
Oh, sorry.
It's alright, don't worry about it. I'll roll with it, man.
I hope you're going to cut this off. I've always had good connections with MTK, to be fair. It was Tom Stalker of MTK that even got me to become professional in the first place. So I always blamed Tom.
Is he retired?
I'm not too sure on his status. I think
he's just chilling out.
Unofficially,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But with boxing, anything can happen, and the sayings are always back and come.
So let's talk about your last fight against. I've got to get this pronunciation right. Obenauf. It's a fight which I've got to mention. It was a bit of a shocker for everybody watching. I know you probably. Yeah. It was a shocker for us. Yeah, you as well. Yeah, just a bit. I'm sure you've been asked a million times, but I've just got to ask you straight out. What went wrong?
If I could put my finger on it, I would love to be able to say. In all fairness, I just didn't do anything that I'd done for the past 10 weeks of training. It was just one of them things. It just didn't work out for me on the day, and once I got hit with a shot behind the ear, I just couldn't get me balance and my equilibrium gone. And even though all my functions and senses were there, and I'd mentally recovered, I knew where I was, I knew I just physically hadn't recovered, and it was a good shot. That's all I can say. Hats off to her. It was a good shot.
Because that's sometimes what it is in boxing, isn't it? We get excited for fighters, for pro fighters, and we forget that. I think as fans, it's literally one shot sometimes, isn't it? Sometimes it's not about over-analysing. If you get caught with a shot, you get caught with a shot, and it happens to the best of them, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think I got caught with the shot the round earlier, and even though we was into the next round, I still hadn't recovered, and it was just like, I think it was painful for me, because throughout my whole amateur career, 150 plus bouts, nothing like that's ever happened. So to have that in me 7th bout, I think it was, in my professional, was gutting, and especially in a fight that I knew I should have won, and I should have won convincingly. And it's frustrating that everything I do in the training camps leading up to it never actually shows out in the ring.
So are you still with the same setup, still with the same team? Still
with the same team, with a different management. I'm still with the same coach in Joe Gallagher.
Yeah.
In with a different management. I'm on, we get on really well, we have good communication. I know the route that I'm going, and hopefully, I've just got to get the wins to get there.
Because sometimes in these situations, boxers switch managers, switch coaches, have switch around, but you're sticking with Joe. You're happy with what?
There was nothing that Joe did. That,
right, okay. They do though, don't they? Sometimes boxers do that, don't they?
Yeah, I get that. Sometimes you can get stale. I suppose that's the way that they say with a coach, and that's why some people do move, or maybe they believe that the coach has got the tactics wrong or whatever. But with me, that wasn't the case. It was more about what I did than what Joe didn't. So. Yeah. It wasn't nothing to do with Joe, that was about me.
Rocky Fielding, those body shots, I wasn't there, obviously. I didn't feel them, but I think me TV shook when he was taking them. That was a bad loss, wasn't it? Do you think so?
I think it wasn't a bad loss. I think people, I wouldn't say expected it, but Canelo was always the favourite to win.
Right.
And like we were saying before, everyone's got a puncher's chance in boxing, and I think that's what people were hoping that Rocky had. Liam Smith has felt them shots before.
Yeah.
I was telling us days before, if it's going to be a shot, it's going to be a body shot.
Yeah, because Rocky's long and Canelo loves that body shot, doesn't he?
He loves it, and he managed to. Liam Smith's got one of the best defences I know, and he's really good at tucking up. So if you can get a good body shot on Liam Smith, then you can get it on anybody.
Yeah.
And obviously Rocky with his long torso, he's got a bit more to cover up, and it was just unfortunate that happened. But hats off to him. He's a fighter from our club as well, from the Rotunda days, and known him for a long time. And he's another one who's won a world championship belt, and has fought the best. No one can ever say that he dodged anyone. He's got a good payday for it. He's another scouser that's come from nothing and made something of himself. So, is that really a failure? I don't think so.
When you're looking to get out next, what's next? What's the plan for 2019?
There's things in the pipeline.
Oh, there's a big smile there.
There's big things in the pipeline. So there's other things other than boxing as well coming up for me. So can't divulge that just yet. But boxing is definitely still my bread and butter, and I'm out soon enough.
We didn't speak about Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, did we?
Oh no, we didn't.
Your thoughts on that fight? Big sigh.
I know.
That's pretty much everybody's whenever I ask them.
Because it's so. It would have been the comeback of all comebacks, and I think me personally, if I'm being 100% honest, after the fights before that, I didn't know which Tyson we would see, which Fury we would see, and the opposition weren't anywhere Wilder's level, and he did just toy with them as well, but I suppose people were wanting to see more, and I personally thought I would have saw more. So when it came to the Wilder fight, I was thinking like, which Fury will Fury just come out the Klitschko Fury, or is he going to be like the fights before? And I was just unsure of which one would turn up, and true to fashion, he turns up every time. And he's one of them boxers that when the levels are stepped up, he steps up with it and he performs. And he was just unfortunate not to get the win on the night, and I think the whole boxing fraternity is behind him on that, and hence why he's got the rematch, and hence why Deontay Wilder will be a bit more scared this time.
Now, he didn't even get nominated for Sports Personality of the Year. Do you think...
I was actually there.
What's that?
I was actually there.
Oh, okay. do you think that they could have legitimate... Because if I'm going to play devil's advocate, could they be looking at things he's said in the past and still holding on to that? Or do you think you've got to let the past go, look at what he's achieved, and he should have been nominated?
Personally, again, people do things, and you learn. Everyone makes mistakes.
You learn through life, don't you? Yeah.
It's unfortunate that people like Fury's in the public eye, so when he makes a mistake or when he says something that offends someone, the whole world knows. But you've got to forgive, and he's starting a new chapter. Let him move on. And I think with his latest press conferences and even his speech at the awards, I think he's shown that he's a different person, and a lot of the people that weren't necessarily for him are now behind him because he stands for something. And it's not just about it's bigger than just Fury, who's the boxer, and I think he stands for a lot of people.
If let's say Fury is successful in the Wilder rematch, and then we finally get that Anthony-Joshua fight, from your perspective as a boxer, technically, how does that play out? Fury versus Joshua.
It's so hard because Joshua can punch, he can move, he can box, but Fury has a way of winning. He nullifies what you're good at. So I don't want to sit on the fence, but I kind of am.
Oh, of course, no, I understand that, but
yeah,
it's difficult anyway to pick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I think any fight with any of them is like it's going to be difficult because there is levels and they're at the top of their level. And I think I've seen something with Big Baby Miller calling people out and stuff, and as good as a prospect as he is, for me, it's just a prospect.
He's a character, isn't he?
Yeah. So, but yeah, when you get to their level, when you get, you're talking men 16 plus stone, anything can happen.
As soon as you land, yeah.
Anything can happen.
Christmas, all ready for Christmas? All sorted?
Just nearly. One more present to buy and then I'm done.
Is that the IFL cruise present, yeah?
yeah, something like that.
What's your
Yours is the breakfast.
Oh, right. What's your favourite Christmas song?
Do you know the Pogues?
Oh, controversial.
Pogues. I know, you know what?
I don't know the lyrics.
Do you know the reason why that was? It's because there's like very mild swearing in it.
Yeah.
And when it used to come on, I used to look at my dad and he'd go, "Go on, you can sing it."
You can sing it, yeah.
And that was like, it always just reminds you of that little like time I could half swear.
Natasha Jonas, thanks for speaking to Wingy Box and IFL TV here at Feed the Homeless at the School for Scandal restaurant. Very good cause. Hope you have a good Christmas and we'll catch up soon.
You too, thank you.
Thank you.